There is a terrifying brand of loneliness that thrives in close quarters. It's the sensation of sitting at a dinner table, surrounded by your own blood, and realizing you are existing in a completely separate universe. François Mauriac turned this domestic suffocation into a psychological autopsy in his 1925 novel, The Desert of Love. He uses the Courrèges household as the primary evidence for how a family can function as a collection of strangers. Dr. Paul Courrèges anything to make him feel a pulse again. His son, Raymond, is a teenager vibrating with a different kind of lack. He is driven by a raw, adolescent insecurity and a desperate, clumsy hunger to prove he has finally become a man. These two men share the same roof and the same name, yet they operate in a total communicative vacuum. This shared silence creates a volatile environment where neither realizes the other is starving for the exact same thing. We can map this as a parallel void. Both men are experiencing identical emotional emptiness, arriving from opposite stages of life, one through the slow drain of aging, the other through the erratic tremors of youth. Each man is scanning for an external catalyst to fill that emptiness. These are active searches, but because they are never discussed, they are emitted in the dark, invisible to the person in the next room. When two people in the same house begin hunting for the same remedy without knowing it, they cease to be family. They become unwitting competitors on a collision course. The collision begins with Maria Cross. She is not a simple prize to be won, but a woman navigating her own wreckage as a businessman's mistress and a mother paralyzed by grief. Paul, the doctor, looks at Maria and sees a fountain of youth. He projects his need for a late-life awakening onto her, viewing her as the only exit from his stifling domestic reality. Raymond's path takes the same turn. He views Maria as a conquest to quiet his insecurities. Their life paths converge on a single point. This creates a massive blind spot. Because their desires are secret, father and son become rivals. Unaware, they fight their own blood. Both men are so blinded by what they want Maria to be for them that neither is capable of seeing the real, grieving woman standing in front of them. Maria understands their hunger. She sees that for both the doctor and his son, she is less a human being and more a tool for their own self-medication. She eventually exercises the only power she has in this dynamic. When Raymond tries to force the issue, Maria pushes him away, rejecting his aggression and ending his fantasy of a quick path to manhood. The rejection leaves Raymond's view of love permanently scarred and cynical. Meanwhile, Paul is left to retreat back into his silent, bored marriage, his fountain of youth having vanished. The attempt to graft their own needs onto Maria's life only widened the original fractures in their own. They sought a cure and found only a deeper confirmation of their isolation. Years later, the timeline shifts. An older Raymond is sitting in a bar, now a man who has grown hard and distant. By pure chance, he looks up and sees Maria Cross again. The sight of her forces a violent return of everything he tried to bury: the memory of his father's hidden longing, his own bitter failure, and the realization of how little they actually knew each other. Mauriac's title, The Desert of Love, identifies a specific psychological landscape. It is the scorched earth left behind when someone tries to burn away their internal emptiness with the heat of another person's body. By treating a grieving woman as an object for their own salvation, the Courrèges men ensured their own exile. They began as strangers under one roof, and they ended as three people stranded in a desert they built for themselves.